And we want to start right now with a weather alert day again. Meteorologist Chris Mulcahy in the Impact Studio now, and we are dealing with this weather alert once again for the high heat.
Yep, same reason.
Same old.
We're not being original today. It's out of our control. But this is the fourth day in a row that we've had a heat advisory. But let's go to one of the hottest places around the area just because of all the pavement, the airport. So we have a brand new WCNC roof camera, and we have different presets. So this one's pretty cool. We've been watching some planes taxi on and off throughout the morning. So it is hot there, and we will have a chance even for some storms a little bit later on. We're not double weather alert for the storm potential. I just think you could have some heavier rain and then a low chance for flooding in general. So our heat advisory is anyone that is shaded in the orange, and the orange would include Gaston, Mecklenburg, Cabarrus over to Stanley County, and all counties down towards the south, including York and Union County, North Carolina. But notice the yellow numbers here next to the red ones. We're going to reach a high about 96, 97, but we could have a heat index as high as about 105, where over the weekend we did spike to about 104, 106 yesterday, but the other day has just missed out on that criteria. But today will officially be day 15 of 90 plus. So I got a boatload of stats just because I'm your stat man. Ski ba 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 da bum. Your longest 90-degree stretches over the last 10 years, the longest one all time is 33 days. So if somehow we are incorrect, as we've been duped before, we would be challenging the top 5 all time. But just over the longest streaks, last 10 years. 2020, we hit 20 days in a row. Most recently, we had a stretch where we went 17 days off in a row of 90 plus. Then we took a break, and then today officially would be 15. And the reason why I'm showing you this is because there's another stretch, and that was back in 2015, that did this as well. So this is the first time in 10 years, since 2015, that we've had 2 streaks of 15 days or more hitting 90 plus. And as I mentioned, June 19th to July 5th, we were 17 days in a row, then July 7th through today. But tomorrow, things could change. Also, I was looking at the hour-by-hour data that officially Charlotte, as of yesterday, has spent 48 hours, or the equivalency of 2 days, feeling like it's 100 degrees plus. We hit 100 once, one day, but the actual real feel, 48 hours. And what's interesting about that is the average that we have per year, 24 hours. So we've already doubled the amount of hours spent feeling like 100 degrees plus, and guess what? We're not even done with July yet, y'all. And speaking of the month, this is the top 5, actually top 6 hottest Julys that we have on record. And this is based on average temperature, averaging the lows and the highs together. Well, officially through yesterday, we were averaging 83.9 degrees. So that moves us up to the number 3 spot. And I do not think, even with the slight cool down that we're going to see over the next couple of days, that we're going to move too far off this mark. And then meanwhile, 2024 was living high and mighty in the top 5. No. 25 says, no, it's my turn. Up to the number 3 spot, and the way the heat is going, we could even challenge the number 2 by the end of the month. Talking about rain chances before we get any further, the heat's plain old heat. It's going to be hot and humid, not much to really track here, but we do have a chance for scattered rain today and tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think it's more scattered light rain. Today is going to be more scattered heavy rain. And honestly, if I would pinpoint it, I really should separate this into more of our evening rain totals, because that's where we're seeing a little higher chance, I think, for the end of today. And the only day that stands out from all the rest but that does not have a chance for rain across Charlotte, Wednesday. So enjoy it. I'm leaning towards that as my pick of the week, by the way. So our window for storms, it will happen before and it will happen after this. But I think most of the rain will fall between 4 and 8 o'clock. That's also where I think we have the prime instability. We have no designated even low risk for severe storms. This just looks to be general rain. It could be a low chance for excessive rainfall, aka flash flooding, and heavy rainfall, dangerous lightning, the gusty winds, the usual bottom level trifecta will be upon us. So I think you could have some wind gusts up to about 30 plus, maybe 40 associated with these storms. But check it out. As early as noon to 2, you could have a chance of an isolated storm. This is unlucky. If you get one of these, you are in the minority. But then once you get to about 4 o'clock, notice to the north, there's a lot more activity. We have some things that are really getting juiced up here. And this looks to be a cold front, or realistically, we should call it a cool front for this time of year. But that's going to start to form a line of storms. So even though we don't have a designated per the Storm Prediction Center low chance or medium threshold for severe storms, I would not be surprised if we do have a storm or two that tries to push the envelope, push the limitations, and that would be a special weather statement that could pop up. Sometimes, usually that's designated as a pre-severe thunderstorm warning. I think we could have a few of those, but by about 6 to 7 to 8 o'clock, we're seeing storms starting to pass south of I-85. By about 9 to 10, I think we're clearing them. The only other alternative here is that they slow down a little bit and we see these last a little bit deeper into the evening, but again, rain is the main threat. For tomorrow, you notice that cloud cover, it's hovering around, and we have some spotty showers, then you have some fog. Not really a pretty start to the day. So when we're showing cameras here on WCNC Plus, you're not going to be really motivated for your Tuesday. And sometimes Tuesdays are less motivated than Monday, because Monday you're in a haze, a daze. You don't know what's going on. Mm-hmm. Tuesday you realize where you're at and you're not even halfway through the week, but that's a different problem. But then once you get to about the middle of tomorrow, yeah, I think we're going to start to clear things out. The clouds might be a little bit stubborn getting out of here, and then you don't really have too much popping up here on the map thereafter. So here is the quote cool front, that blue spiking line. This is also going to be a combination with a upper level low. That's going to provide, I think, a better chance for some heavier rain, even some severe thunderstorms in southern South Carolina tomorrow. But it's going to shift our winds. It's going to drag in some cooler air, quote, but then you're also going to have some relatively drier air. Now, I'm not talking about witchcraft. Wow, it feels like early spring. No, instead of being overly muggy, it's now just uncomfortable. So that's nice. Jane nods her head slowly as she realizes that doesn't mean anything. Right. It's going to be just humid instead of that air you can wear, so it will be a downgrade. It will technically feel better, or maybe that's just what it is on paper. But our temperatures aren't going to be in the upper 90s. So that's going to be the good deal. And then this low eventually is going to settle over Florida and the Gulf and provide a lot of rain down there. But look at this drop. This is epic. 97 today, a potential 89 tomorrow. Wow. And the way things have gone, this will probably hit 90 just because every time I call for 89, it hits 90. I'm over 3 on this, so we'll see. Mm-hmm. But that's not going to affect your life. That's just me being meteorologically and picky. And then 91, 92, pretty much around where we should be, the lower 90s. So I'm going to say right now, Wednesday is my pick of the week. And I don't know when Nick's ick is. I haven't talked to him. And then 98 degrees by Saturday. The fact that we're already calling for 98 on Saturday shows that this is going to be another hot day, likely another heat advisory. And even if we're calling 98 now, if nothing really disturbs this, we could even challenge 100 degrees for the second time this year. Because our 8 to 14 day outlook, we have this little area of shading. So this is a long range by the Climate Prediction Center and the Weather Prediction Center. This is now currently showing a moderate risk across our area by the weekend for extreme heat. So it's really the beginning of that 8 to 14 day outlook that sometimes goes into day 6 and 7. So just letting you know, we're only taking a slight break. So I have a high of 97 weather alert for today. And then on your Tuesday, right around 90 degrees, lower 90s before the mid to the upper 90s are here Friday, heading through the weekend. I do have a tropical update, but any thoughts, concerns, complaints before we go any further?
You said Wednesday was the pick of the week, not
yes,
tomorrow?
No, because tomorrow's cloudy all day long.
Oh, I don't mind the clouds.
For most of the day. Okay, well, see, this is the thing. This is why it's subjective.
Right.
So, yeah. So if you like the cloudy, dreary, occasional
dreary,
rain.
Though.
No, yeah. It's like it's going to be like, I haven't seen the sunshine in 3 blank days per a Kid Rock song with Sheryl Crow song. Yeah, you know what I'm throwing down. Picture?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great song.
Love it.
Yeah, no, that's the reason why. Because I think it'll be actually misty areas of fog starting off tomorrow. You're going to have on and off light rain showers, then eventually see the sun. I'm talking about it feeling actually drier and less humid on Wednesday.
Okay.
It's 91 with sunshine and no rain chances.
Yeah, that does
like
sound
that.
nice.
Yeah,
All
but
right.
but or you can go with Jane's version. If your pick of the week is
Clouds.
Yeah,
Like
but
inside book weather.
ooh, yeah.
No, just like clouds, but no, not the dreary cloud, but just a little cloud cover.
Oh, I love that. Now you might have that by the afternoon, but
Like
the morning,
golf weather.
the morning doesn't really look pleasant at this
Oh,
point. Yeah.
okay.
No, in golf weather, yeah, you technically could. This is actually a great kind of hack. These type of days start out, the morning looks worse, and then it gets better through the afternoon. So it's great to get a tea time because a lot of people probably won't be out there. And then rain, I think, should be done by the early afternoon. But then after that, you have the usual just 20% pop-ups. So any
Okay.
other questions before we get brief tropical tidbits?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
That was easy. All right, we just have a 20% chance for development here. This is really not here close to the United States as of yet, but that little trail of islands, the Lesser Antilles, could be impacted by as early as Wednesday morning. And this is a favorable environment that's could either become Tropical Depression number 4 or Tropical Storm Dexter.
Spaghettis.
Yeah, the good old spaghetti plots. They have a pretty uniform direction that it's just going to head straight towards the Lesser Antilles. And models are saying that this will be around tropical storm strength, but the most recent update, winds went from 25 to 30 miles per hour. We're waiting for it to have a closed center, and actually it started moving because before it was stationary. Now it's moving to the west at 17 miles per hour or west-northwest. So, yeah, I think there's a good shot that this could at least become a tropical depression, but we'll see. The thing it's really going to be battling is a little bit of wind shear that it's moving through. So there you go. Back to our sandwich of graphics, back to the roof camera there.
Back to life.
Yeah, all in
Back
all,
to reality.
enjoy the break while we have it. Another weather alert day, but I would not be surprised if we're going weather alert for next weekend because that heat is right back to where we had over the weekend where we were 97, 96, 98 for our highs.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody over the weekend who went ahead and admitted that they did not drink enough and sure enough suffered heat exhaustion and was, kind of sick.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if I did on this show or the other version of WCNC Plus. I had it for the first time over the last year, and it really is that I was overexerting myself outside. I've actually had it technically twice. At first time, I
my
just didn't
goodness.
realize it. When you spend some time outside, I was like, oh, I'm going to get this done. I was like digging up a stump. And the next thing you know, I was thirsty. And I was like, okay, I'll do it here in like 30 minutes. All of a sudden, you started feeling fatigue. I got a headache. And then you're just worn down. You're pretty much just horizontal because all the energy just leaves your body.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it really is the way that the evolution goes is you're really thirsty. And then you're feeling parched, and then once you start feeling like you're losing energy, could be a matter of a couple minutes before you're at the point that you just want to pass out.
Maybe that's what we're feeling on the Mondays.
Yes.
A
Exhaustion?
little bit of that, and then
Or regular
Tuesday,
exhaustion.
Regular
and the
exhaustion,
regular
yeah.
exhaustion, and then it's funny that you said that about Mondays. Just Mondays aren't too bad, but Tuesday it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're really here.
We're really in the beginning of the week.
We're really at work.
All right, well, that does it. That explains
it.
again the hair. I give up. All right. Thanks, Chris Mulcahy.
It gets better in October.
Better in October, just a few months out. No